So how NaNoWriMo works at Star Academy, we have the NaNoWriMo Young Writers Program curriculum, and we have our own multisensory power writing program, and they combine together in a school-wide year-long project. Through August through October, we'll be pre-writing and outlining. In November, it's all about meeting that word count goal. Really exciting time when the kids are at their desks writing, and we have outlines and things all over the classroom, and we're just pouring that creativity on. December and March comes the hard part of editing and revising. April, working on formatting for publishing. In May, we have our anthologies coming out and our individual novels published through CreateSpace. And then in June, here we are, presenting our novels at Copperfields. Good job, guys. So a couple of the goals of NaNoWriMo. Students improve their writing, boost their confidence, and have a profound sense of accomplishment.
Okay, so you guys might have noticed the poster for Copperfields this year has a theme. And this is actually something that Lisa Keene came up with because we had 9 authors, and she was making 9 authors in one frame and realized it looked like a certain TV show from the 70s. And most of us parents probably are familiar with the show at least. Most of our students are not, and they were like, what is this? We don't get it. But we also thought it was really cool because the theme song for this show starts with, "It's the story," right?
Yeah.
And all these authors wrote stories, obviously, and this is all about their story. So yes, we've got the bookish bunch here. And these 9 authors were chosen from a pool of 58 who published novels at Star Academy this year. So these are very special people that are right here, the select group, and we chose them based on their participation in NaNoWriMo throughout the year, their enthusiasm, also just the overall quality of their writing, and these students needed to write a persuasive paragraph on why they should be chosen to read at Copperfield books. So based on that criteria, these are the folks that are here right now. And so let's give them again another round of applause. Awesome. So we're going to start with Ava. She's representing a group of authors from the lower elementary class called the Fantastic Four Fairy Tailors. I'm going to introduce her, and then she will come up and read. Ava is an 8-year-old third grader who loves Star Academy, making art, reading buddies, and working on NaNoWriMo with Barbara and the Fantastic Four Fairy Tailors, who thank a lot of people for helping them with their book, including each other, for making an awesome story. And their story is called The Fight of the Dragon by the Fantastic Four Fairy Tailors, Alex G., Ava K., Finn M., and Ryan K. Princess Abigail has to save Prince Michael from the dark forest, but she'll have to fight a fire-breathing dragon to do it. Join Abigail and her friends, Night Jack, Good Witch Sophie, and Unicorn Wrangler Amore on an adventure you'll never forget.
Hello everyone, my name is Ava. My friends and I wrote a book called The Fight of the Dragon by the Fantastic Four Fairy Tailors, Alex G. and Ava, Finn, and Ryan. Read it by Ava K. Chapter 3, Ready for the Rescue? Princess Abigail needs to get through the forest in order to rescue her prince. She drinks her magical potion and she runs through them and reaches the drawbridge. She calls out for Night Jack to help her on her quest to save Prince Michael. They press the special unicorn button on the drawbridge to let her magical unicorns named Ashley and Dash. They know that they need their help. Princess Abigail calls for a purple and pink horse to come to come with them through the dark forest to help them save Prince Michael from the...
Will the sisters be able to save Great Uncle Alistair, or will all the good vampires be turned evil once and for all?
The Vampire Adventure by the Dolphin Writers. Addie B, Maria K, Simon Z, and me, Thurston M. Read by me, Thurston M. Chapter 4, A Scary Flight. Now that Charlie and Jessica have the ingredients for Uncle Alistair's potion, they need to fly to Pennsylvania to get him the items. It's too far to fly all the way across country on their own. So they take their flying car, which also will take them from the sunshine. The car has 2 wings. It's half pink and half purple. And like all of their stuff, put it in the car and back up the car and fly into the sky. Charlie and Jessica haven't been this high in the sky for 7 years. Last time they visited Uncle Alistair, so they're a little nervous, and at times feel a little nauseated. They start to feel more comfortable when they look out the window and see the stars and the full moon shining so brightly. Charlie is watching the night sky and smiling when she sees something unexpected. She sees what looks like a vampire, but she can't tell who it is. The figure comes closer, and she sees her brother Bob. Bob flies and lands on the wing of the car. He starts messing with some wires. The flying cars go out of control. It shakes and spins, and the girls say they're going to barf.
Oh my goodness.
All right, I'm going to introduce to you Asher. Asher is a 12-year-old boy who lives in San Francisco, California. He's a 6th grader and goes to Star Academy in San Rafael. He is in Lori and Kathy's class and likes to play basketball with his friends at lunch and recess. This is the first book he has ever written and is really enjoying writing it. He loves to play video games such as Battlefield 4, Star Wars Battlefront, and Flight Simulator, and loves to play with his older brother Jonah. His favorite color is green, and his favorite band of all time is the Beatles. He is an advanced guitar player and loves to play rock music, especially the Beatles, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and Jimi Hendrix. His favorite music genre is classic rock, and when he grows up, he hopes to go further with his music and become a professional musician. He dedicates his book to all of his family members and the staff at Beta Cottage. He thanks Jim Cariotis for his support in helping him write this book, and also thanks teachers Lori and Kathy for helping him along the way. The book is called The Search for Power. Roland Lightshed is trying to take care of his ailing sister and his younger brother when a mysterious man comes to their village of Stonesbrook and crosses paths with him. The man, Victor Graveshadow, offers Roland a chance to go on a quest with him to find the powerful objects called the elements, which could give them unthinkable abilities. Will Roland accept? Does he even know this man's true intent for these objects? Will the search for power save Roland and his family or destroy them?
The Search for Power by Asher B. Chapter 5, The Quarrel of Brothers. Weeks passed, and each day at sundown, Roland and Victor would meet at the bridge and discuss their plan to find the elements. After some time, Taryn became suspicious of why Roland would always be going out at sundown. One day he asked, "Roland, what are you doing?" "Nothing of your concern, Taryn," said Roland coolly. "You've been acting very differently lately," said Taryn. "I've grown up, Taryn. I'm not a child anymore," said Roland. "Then why are you always going out every evening at the same time?" "Are you meeting with that mysterious man, Victor Graveshadow?" asked Taryn very harshly. "Like I said, Taryn, you do not need to know." "Now I'm leaving," said Roland, also rather harshly. "You know the townspeople have been talking about him, Roland. He's evil," said Taryn. "Goodbye, Taryn," said Roland. "Go then, and don't come back. I don't want to see you again," yelled Taryn as Roland was walking out the door. Then Roland slammed the door shut and didn't come back. he decided that he would go straight to Victor and tell him he was ready for their adventure. Chapter 6, The Departure. When Rollin got to Mrs. Caldis's house, no one answered the door, so he let himself in. The house was very dull and bland, but it did have some tapestries, a few books, and a couple of old paintings. But what really caught Rollin's eye was a piece of parchment on a small wooden table in the kitchen that turned out to be a letter. When Rollin got closer, it appeared to be addressed to him. It read, "Rollin, I leave today. Victor." "I see you have already read my note," said a voice from the darkness. That turned out to be Victor's. "I want to go with you," said Rollin. "I figured you would, but what are you going to do about your family?" asked Victor. "They do not matter to me anymore," said Rollin. This wasn't true, but he said it because he wanted Victor's trust. "Good, then let us go." Rollin nodded, indicating that he'd been waiting for this for a long time and was ready to go on their journey. He followed Victor to a fence post in the yard where 2 black horses were tied. "Do you ride?" asked Victor. "Who doesn't?" replied Rollin. Victor nodded and went back into the house, but told Rollin to wait where he was, and within moments came back with 2 swords. "We may need these," he said, handing Rollin one. Its silver blade gleamed in the moonlight. Rollin took the sword. It was particularly lightweight to him, since the ones that he had trained with were very, very large and bulky. Then he sheathed it. The 2 men saddled their horses, gave them a kick, and were off. Their quest had finally begun.
Okay, so next up we have Audrey. Audrey likes to play on her iPad and FaceTime her friends. She also likes corgis very much. If you don't know what a corgi is, it is a very cute dog breed. She dedicates this book to her mom, who inspired her by taking her to the Guide Dogs for the Blind. She thanks Jency and Wyatt for helping her with her amazing book that she hopes will sell out like her first book. Callie the Guide Dog by Audrey H. This book is about a guide dog named Callie. Something terrible happens to her sister, Bindi. If you want to find out what happens, read this book.
Callie the Guide Dog by me. In this story, Callie the Guide Dog is a narrator. She is a Siberian Husky, and Hank and Cindy are her owners. Chapter 2, Bindi is feeling well. The next day, Bindi is rushed to the vet, and I'm so worried that my sister might die. I just sit at the door until Hank and Cindy come back and they whimper all day. Hank and Cindy finally come back home and they don't have Bindi with them. I start to whimper more, and Hank says to me, "Be quiet, Callie." After that, I'm quiet. I hear Hank and Cindy talk to each other, and Cindy tells Hank, "Bindi threw up all her dinner last night." Now I know why Bindi's at the vet. Because she threw up last night. My owners are not happy because they don't want Bindi to die. They go to the room and talk it out. I'm just outside the door whining and hoping that my sister will get better soon and come back home to be with her family. At night, I don't eat my dinner, and my owners are sitting at the table and dinner not talking to each other. I sleep in Bindi's pink bed that night with her favorite pink teddy. I'm having a very hard time going to sleep because I miss my sister so much. I start to whine a lot. I keep rolling around my sister's pink bed all night long.
Our next writer is Alex. Alex is a 12th grader. and this is his third NaNoWriMo book. He likes to go camping, go on ships, go to the movies, and hang out with his friends. He would like to thank Wyatt, Jen, Kahlo, and Anna for helping him come up with the idea for a longer story this year. Ashley, the auto sales manager. Ashley is in a difficult position. She is not responsible enough to handle a job. She wants to be independent, but her parents don't allow her to get a job because they don't trust her right now. Will she get a job? Find out.
Actually, the car auto sales manager by me. The officer drives her back home. The next afternoon, the phone rings at 3 p.m. Now she runs to the other side of the room and picks up the phone. She says, "Hello, who's this?" "Hi, it's Justin from Stewart Cadillac Chevrolet. I'm calling about the job that you wanted 2 weeks ago, and I'm letting you know that we want you to come in for an interview. I think someone else read my application, or it's a mistake or a trap. I'll go in anyway. I'm going to apologize to Justin." Ashley thinks. She gets her car keys and walks to her car. While she was walking, her phone rings and she picks it up again. "Hello? It's Ashley's mom. Her mom says I'm in the hospital because I fell down on my office and I think I broke something." Ashley goes quiet for a second and then starts to cry. Ashley calls the car dealership and says, "I changed my appointment because my mom is in the hospital and I need to go visit her." "Okay, when do you want to come in for the interview?" "Can I come in on Saturday in the afternoon?" "Sure you can. I will make an appointment for you." "Okay, Ashley, we'll see you then. Bye-bye." Ashley hangs up the phone and runs to her car and drives to the hospital, which is 10 minutes away. She gets there and parks her car in the loading zone because she doesn't have time to look for a parking space. She runs through the front doors like a ninja, almost knocking over an elderly woman and her walker, too. She runs to the front desk and asks the receptionist what room her mom is in. The woman says she is in room 305 on the right-hand side. "Thanks for your help." She runs to her mom's room and opens the door. Her mom looks over and says, "Who are you and what are you doing in my room?" Ashley says, "It's me, Mom. How are you doing?" "Oh my God," says Ashley. So Ashley runs to the door and opens it and runs to the front desk to tell the receptionist her mom needs a nurse to come and give her some CPR to revive her, but the nurse is on her lunch break. "So ma'am, you'll have to wait until 1:30. "But I need someone to check on my mom now." Okay. Let me see if I can get her to come and ask her if she can come off her lunch break early. Ashley goes back to the room and waits for the nurse to come in. The nurse walks into the room a couple minutes later and opens the door and grabs a chair and sits down. The nurse tells Ashley to leave and tells her that she has everything under control. Ashley says goodbye to her mom and she opens the door and goes downstairs to her car. The weekend finally comes and she tries to find some clean clothes. She takes a quick shower and gets ready for her interview. Ashley gets into her car and drives off to the car dealership. She gets to the car dealership and parks her car in a parking lot and walks to the front door. She rushes to Justin's desk and rings the bell to get his attention.
Escape from the Asylum by Annalika. I was the last one at the table when I heard two guards say that some reporter had snuck into the asylum to report on patient 194, who was plotting to escape. This was bad. I had never had any reason to put the plan into action, but how could I tell the guys there was a reporter in the asylum? I decided to keep the whole thing to myself in hopes that they were messing around to scare the others in the library. I was so exhausted and decided to go to my room. I walked back down to the usual dark and gloomy halls. It was 37 minutes till curfew, so I decided to get ready for bed, so there was no chance the guards could take away social time with my very brutal yet helpless, clueless, and moronic friend. I lay down in bed until I got the signal from my friends to come to their room. God help me. I made it there without getting caught by the guards. Not like it mattered. They were all probably off eating donuts in their offices and watching Barbie trying to get out of work. One time I saw a guard drinking on the job. I called my friends over when he started dancing in his pajamas. He was singing Disney music at the top of his lungs. I think he was singing a song from Moana, but he danced around till he passed out. Not like I care. That would make my life so much easier. My friends, I mean co-conspirators, and I talked for about 2 hours about our huge plans to get out of this prison, and had only come up with how to get rid of the guards for good. That was not much of an accomplishment, considering for the last five gloomy and uneventful years of our lives, we had been plotting our escape. We agreed that we would meet the next day, and we dispersed, all heading back to our cells. On my way back to my room, I kept thinking what would happen if we did not finish our escape. If we got caught, what would happen to us? If I died, I would never see my family again. My little sister, what would happen to her? When I got back to my room, I noticed something pink and sparkly on my bed. God, I hoped it was from my sister. I ran to the letter and tore it open. It was from my sister. I sat on my bed and read every word like they were the last I would ever hear from her. And I can imagine her saying every word in my head as she sat on my lap back at home. I remembered her blood-red curly hair and her blue eyes. I missed her so much. I thought to myself, I need to get out of here. I laid down, but I was unable to sleep. It was about 3 in the morning when I finally fell asleep. I had the dream again, being chained down and not being able to move. The scientist and the computer next to me finally answered my question. I was experiment 194. I woke up, but there were no guards yelling at us for once. I went to my friend's room to wake them up and see what was going on. They were just as confused as I was. We all went to go get breakfast, but there was no food ready for us. So I went to the guard tower very quietly so as not to get caught. They were all asleep. I ran back to my friends and told them I had an idea for our escape, but they would have to promise to help me find my sister when we got out. They all agreed. So I told them to meet me at 9 o'clock in my room.
Our next writer is Joy. Joy is 16 and attends Star Academy. She enjoys writing stories about life like this one. Thanks Wyatt and Barbara for helping publish her story. She dedicates her book to her dog, Chucho, R.I.P. The book is called Dios. A boy named Moses lives in the Philippines. He's always drawing pictures of his beloved dog, Dios, who passed away. When Moses loses his parents, he's taken to an orphanage, and his notebook is taken away. Will he ever have a home again?
Dios by Joy H. Chapter 3, The Timing of Hope. I was at church with my babysitter. I took a drawing Mom said she liked and put it on her grave with flowers on top of it. Leo said, okay, let's go, kid. It's time, Moses. I was at the orphanage when I arrived. I saw some kids with necklaces around their necks with numbers and names. Do I get one or not? I was at the front desk with the lady, and Leo said goodbye, then I said goodbye. Leo just left me, and the lady walked out from behind the desk and grabbed my hand. I stared at her. She had black hair and curly hair. Leo said prettier. I said, you're pretty. She said, hello, my name is Grace, and we must be Moses. You need to go to school. Your first class is history at this time, so let's go. She took the notebook from me and my pencil. I got to class. When I arrived, everyone stared at me with puppy eyes. The teacher said, hello there. Here's a notebook to write your history information, says you're new. Here's a history book. and there's a desk in the back. I walk over to my desk. Everyone still stared at me. I felt confused. When I arrived at my desk, the teachers started talking and I looked down at my notebook. Yes, a notebook. The next thing I knew, I started to draw a sad dog, and the girl next to me looked over to see what I was drawing. I drew a sad dog, and maybe she knew what I meant. The girl next to me smiled and laughed. The teacher spoke up to her and said, "Karina, why are you laughing?" Karina said nothing, and she looked the other way. The teacher said there's no laughing allowed. I looked over at Karina. I was shocked that she didn't tell the teacher what I was doing in my notebook. It's my passion to draw my lost pet dog. I stared at the teacher. She stared back at me and walked over to me. The teacher said, "What are you doing, Moses?" I tried to hide the notebook, but she grabbed it from me. The teacher was shocked and asked me, "What is this?" I said, "It's a sad dog." The Karina spoke up, "It's a sad dog because you could tell by the sad face on it." I walked over to Then everyone started laughing. The teacher said, "Quiet, come with me, both of you, to the principal's office now." We walked over to the office with the teacher. The teacher handed the drawing to the principal like she was mad. The teacher said, "They were laughing. I told you, Moses, don't you want to explain to this man why did you draw this dog?"
Our next author is Shin Yo. Shin Yo is a 12th grader who just moved to the United States from Taiwan for half a year. He has a lot of memories from when he was a high school student in Taiwan. David and Raising are two of his best friends in Taiwan. He likes sports, travel, cooking, and making friends. Escape from School by Shin Yo. High school students David and Raising are unsatisfied with their school rules and projects. They decide to start their own journey. The school staff tries to stop them from escaping from the school. Can David and Raising make their great escape successfully?
Escape from School by Shinjo. JB and Raising has already worked in the internet cafe for 1 month. One day, Leo asked them a few questions. Do you guys want to turn this part-time job into a full-time job? You two are not interested at studying in the school at all. We definitely want the full-time job. Working here is more interesting than studying in the school, replied Raising. Awesome, said Leo. David, you do the clerk work and be the activities host. Raising, you are good at computers, so you do the computer works. Is that okay? Asked Leo. Sure, we can accept the job details. It's such a great job for us, replied Raising sincerely. That's so great. If you have any work problem, just ask me or Nick, and we will help you figure out the problem, said Leo. After the first day, David and Raising were full-time employees. Nick took them to the night market to have dinner. David and Raising were very surprised that Nick put a lot of peppers on his stinky tofu. It's so exaggerated that you put so many peppers on your stinky tofu. It might be very spicy, David said with his mouth open. You don't know, spicy food is my favorite. My favorite flavor is very strong, so I like to put a lot of sauce on my food, explained Nick. You're so crazy I cannot imagine, replied Raising. That's my style. I like my style, and nobody can stop me from being myself. You two should have your own styles and don't always copy other guys. But sometimes you should work out together and have mutual respect, and you'll have a chance to succeed, understand? Said Nick. They finished their dinner and they took a walk in the night market. Suddenly, the principal and military instructors appeared and found them. Raisin found the principal and military instructors looking at them. Stop! Don't run! David and Raisin, you two are in trouble! He yelled to the military instructors. Nick heard the military instructors chasing them. He knew that if they caught David and Raisin, they were in trouble. Go, my car is in the public parking lot. I'll give you a ride. Let's escape, he shouted. Nick kept running. David and Raisin followed him. The principal and military instructors ran behind them. Suddenly, the principal slid down and rolled 10 times because she was so fat. When she stood up, she felt David and Raisin had already got it into Nick's car. Quick, let's go, said Nick, and he drove away as fast as an arrow. When the military instructors arrived at the public parking lot close to the night market, Nick had already taken David and Raisin away. Done it, said the principal, angry and exhausted. Give David and Raisin one big fall each. She still couldn't calm her emotions down. Nick drove David and Raisin from the night market for 5 miles to leave the principal and the military instructor's side. Then they drove onto the highway. The highway didn't have so many cars, so Nick could drive fast and only spend 20 minutes on the highway. All right, I'm arriving at your house. See you tomorrow, Raisin, said Nick. Okay, see you. See you, Nick, and see you, David, said Raisin thankfully. 15 minutes later, Nick drove David back to his house. Thanks a lot. We wouldn't have escaped safely without you. You saved us, and see you tomorrow, said David sincerely. You're welcome. I'm glad I could save you too, replied Nick happily. He left David's house quickly.
All right, our final reader is Maddie. She'll be reading from A Love Story 2. This is Maddie M's 4th NaNoWriMo novel and a sequel to her 2015 novel, A Love Story. She's in 10th grade at Star Academy. She volunteers for Guide Dogs for the Blind and likes to write stories. She thanks Jen C., Wyatt, and her Nano class. Love Story 2, a mystery. Cody and Lily met in middle school, but now they have grown up, gotten married, and started a family. They have twin girls who are now teenagers, but they've decided to bring a new addition to the family and adopt a little girl named Jasmine. Jasmine has a secret, however, a secret that might tear her new family apart. Read this exciting sequel to Maddie M's 2015 novel, A Love Story. Find out how the mystery of Jasmine's past is solved.
A Love Story 2, A Mystery by Maddie M. Chapter 3. When they get home from the orphanage, Bianca shows Jasmine her room. So, this is your room, says Bianca, opening a door. The room is medium-sized with a bed in the corner and a desk against the window with a lamp on it. The color is a light blue and there is a sliding door where you can go out onto the terrace. Jasmine stares around the room and then says to Bianca, "This is all mine?" "Yeah," says Bianca. "Why? Because I always shared a room and I thought I would be sharing one here too." "Nope," says Bianca, "this is all yours because Jane and I already share a room." Jasmine goes back to staring in amazement at the room, and Bianca walks over to Jasmine's bed and puts her little suitcase down on it. Bianca pants back up and says, "So, once you settle in, I was wondering if you wanted to come with me and a friend to the carnival." "What's a carnival?" Jasmine asks. "You mean you never went outside the orphanage to explore the world?" asks Bianca. "Nope," says Jasmine. "I was never allowed outside unless with an adult." Well, to answer your question, a carnival is a really fun place to go with your friends and family. It has rides and games and fireworks and yummy foods, says Bianca. "Yes," says Jasmine, "that sounds like lots of fun, and I would love to go with you. but we have to leave before the fireworks. Okay, are you ready to leave now? Asked Bianca. Yeah, let's go. But one thing first, you're not going to ask me why we can't stay for the fireworks? Nope. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go, says Jasmine. 10 minutes later, Lily drives Bianca and Jasmine to the carnival. The three of them wait for Bianca's friend Jessica to meet them at the ticket booth. Bianca sees Jessica looking around for them in the parking lot. Hey Jess, over here, calls Bianca. Jessica skips over with excitement, her shoulder-length black hair blowing in the wind. Jess, I would like you to meet my new younger sister, Jasmine, says Bianca. Jessica says hi to Jasmine, and Jasmine, hiding behind Bianca, waves a shy hello back. Jasmine, you stick with Bianca and Jess, you hear me? Lily says strictly. I will, Lily says Jasmine, peering from behind Bianca. Lily is about to say something else, but before she can say it, the girls have already walked away. What do you want to do first, Jasmine? Bianca asked as they walked toward the rides. Let's go on the spinny ride, says Jasmine, pointing towards the tilt-a-whirl. 5 hours later, the three girls are tired from running around and doing all those rides and games when Jasmine says she's hungry. Slow down, Jasmine, I don't want to lose you, Bianca says as Jasmine runs ahead toward the food court. But I'm hungry and you guys are too slow, Jasmine complains. Remember what Mom says you have to stay with. Bianca stops short when she sees a strange guy out of the corner of her eye. He is following them, and it makes Bianca feel uncomfortable. Bianca, are you okay? Asks Jessica. Yeah, I just thought I saw someone following us and he was creepy, replies Bianca. Well, come on, we have to keep Jasmine in our sight, says Jessica. Coming, replies Bianca. When Bianca and Jessica catch up with Jasmine, they are out of breath and find her waiting in line. What do you want, Jasmine? Asks Bianca. Just rice and steak, replies Jasmine. After everybody orders and eats their food, they go to the park so Jasmine can play on the playground while Bianca and Jessica talk wait for Bianca's parents. So, about this creepy man, asked Jessica. It was so weird, Jess. He was following us like he wanted something from us, says Bianca. That is weird, replies Jessica. Bianca was about to say something else when her phone rang and stopped her. It's my mom. We have to go and meet her at the front gate. Jasmine, it's time to go, calls Bianca. Coming, sissy, says Jasmine. After they drop off Jessica and they get home, Lily realizes something. Mom, are you okay? Bianca asks. I just realized that Jasmine will be starting her first day of school tomorrow, says Lily. I'm sure she'll do fine, says Bianca. I sure hope so, says Lily with doubt in her voice.
I have a question for any of the other authors.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Search of the Power, Ashby the Honor Sales Manager, A Love Story 2, Dissos,
You know all the titles, don't you?
Junior Scarlet, Caleb, the guy, Escape from, what's Annalika's name on the story again?
Escape from the Asylum? Yeah.
Escape from the Asylum.
Remember what Shinyo's was?
What?
It was Escape from School.
Escape from school.
Yeah, we have 2 escapes this time. Thank you.
Escape from school.
That's right. Have a seat, sweetie. Okay. Julia.
I was wondering for the authors who wrote their stories by themselves, did you also illustrate your stories as well, or did you use any type of photography? How did you guys choose your photographs, and also how did you choose your photographs for your title page?
Who would like to answer that one? Have Joy, and then we'll have Annalika.
So for my cover, I already imagined the way I want it to be. So yeah, and I got the
my book, I had just finished defeating the game called Outlast, which is where it's a guy trying to escape from an asylum. And for the cover, I've been looking up kind of dark images for a cover of my album I was making, and I had found one for an asylum picture that I liked, so I used it in this book.
We have a couple of websites that we use that are copyright free for images. And if we have students that want to use an image that might be copyrighted, then we usually contact the owner if we can and get permission, which we have done for a couple of our authors. And then I think, Asher, you did do a bit of illustration, so maybe you can answer that.
I didn't necessarily do illustration inside of my story, but I did illustration for the cover. So what I did was, I won't go into depth about the cover art because you'll have to read the story to figure out what it resembles. I went online and I was looking up pictures, and then I found one. It said it was copyrighted. So what I did was I went on what's the Google Drawing? One of the things that you use with Word docs where you can draw on it.
Yeah, that's
and then I drew on top of the picture, and then and then after that, I had it digitally, and I printed it out, and then Jen, since I don't have such a sturdy hand for drawing, Jen so kindly traced it.
Oh, great.
Okay, and yes.
I wondered for Ava and also Thurston that you wrote with other people, which seems incredibly difficult. I wondered how you did that.
Do you want to answer, Ava, how it was working with other people to write your story?
Me and my friends, Finn and Ava, Finn, Ryan, and Alex, even Barbara, we wrote a story called Find the Dragon.
Yeah, so how did you write that story together?
All right. First, we start in November 18th, 2016.
Wow, you remember the date. That's awesome. So I think how you guys did it is that Barbara was helping you write the story. I think Barbara's here, or she was here. There she is. And from what I recall, you guys told her the ideas for the story and she wrote them down. Is that right?
Yeah. She works with me at Friday. She works with me at 9 o'clock to 9:30.
Yeah, she does. Great job. All right, Thurston, do you want to answer that? How was it? You wrote 2 stories in 2 groups. And so you want to talk a little bit about that? How'd that go? Okay, so when you were writing your stories, who was the staff person in the room with you that was helping you? Okay, so Kim helped. Who else? Who's standing next to you? Okay, so I came in the room and helped, right? And what about Julia? Yeah, Julia helped. Yeah, so we all worked together.
It was really great.
Yes. And you had a special role as the book doctor, right? And there was an illustration doctor too. Yeah. So why don't you talk a little bit about being a book doctor? You want to? Do you want me to explain? So this is how Thurston got the job as the book doctor. So he was working with the Dolphin writers on The Vampire Adventure, and he was really a leader in his group. He came up with a lot of the ideas, and when other students came up with ideas that he felt didn't make sense for the story, he would point it out. And we noticed that this was a great skill. That meant he was really comprehending the story and keeping it all in his mind, and making great pictures in his mind of this story. And when we were editing the Dog and Cat Writer's book, Junior and Scarlet, this guy noticed some errors in continuity and other things that didn't make sense about the story, and he was offering suggestions and doing so well that he actually got invited into the Dog and Cat Writers and became the book doctor and put a lot of input into that one. And then at the same time, his fellow student, Sebastian, helped illustrating, not just, all the kids illustrated for those novels, but Sebastian made sure they made sense with the story. So that's why he got to be the illustration doctor for both books. That was pretty neat. So thanks, Lucian. Okay, more questions? Yes, what is your question?
I'm wondering if the younger students wrote by hand or did they type on computers?
Who wants to answer that? By younger, you mean these two?
My young Whatever.
For Ava and Thurston did a little bit of typing, and some people in his group did typing, and they also dictated to me, and I did typing also. Yeah, it kind of depended on their skill level. And in Ava's group, I believe Barbara did the typing, and then Asher, why don't you answer?
Typing. I did nothing by hand. I mean, there were some worksheets for coming up with characters, but all of it was typing on Google Docs or Word Docs.
Yes.
I have a question for you and Wyatt. And so when you are working with the kids, like what would sort of be an example of sort of how you guys work together as their books progress?
Well, June and I had separate classes this year, so we would each start off with a month of outlining, a month of planning, and then, we'd have, at that point, we'd have outlines for the kids, worksheets. We have all these great workbooks provided by the National Novel Writing Program, and then kind of work each step of the process with the group in the classroom. And then there was, of course, a lot of revisions that went into it. Going into the classroom each day, we did a lot of peer revision too, helping each other read, passing it out to the other students.
Yes, and we have the Wednesday writing salons at Star. So during lunch, students come during their lunchtime to work with us and get a little extra time to work together or work with us to edit their stories. So, and we have, older students, a lot of them work independently during November. We're just working on that word count and trying to get as much on the page as possible. And then most of the work that we do happens after that, with helping them edit and revise.
We have two escapes here. One is from jail, the other is from school.
Yes, two escapes. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if the students collaborate with each other to find out what's the best way to escape.
Do you guys talk with each other about the best way to escape? Star Academy? Do you guys want to escape Star Academy?
With their wives.
Oh, Shinyo had an answer.
Yes. Shinyo? Do you want to escape Star Academy?
Definitely not. If you want to escape our Star Academy, you better get a driver's license.
My question is for Audrey. You say you like corgi so much. I was just wondering why one of your characters wasn't a corgi.
Great question.
Because I didn't want it to be Owen.
Okay, good answer. But you like Siberian Huskies too, right? Not just corgis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions? Ava, you have another question?
So, and Jen, before we start NaNoWriMo, first we start with colors. Ryan said red, and I said pink, and Alex said pink and purple, unicorns, Ashley Dash.
So you're kind of talking about the collaboration, right, with your group and how you all decided what colors everything to be?
Oh, yeah.
And your characters? Yeah, you all talked together and you all decided, right?
Oh, yeah.
Great. Anybody else?
Maddie, good story. I was just wondering though, when Cody and Lily decided to adopt Jasmine, is it because they had twin teenage girls?
Well, no. I mean, they just, it says in the beginning, I don't want to give it away it says in the beginning of the book that I don't want to give it away, but it's like, you have to read the beginning of the book.
Alright, well, you got me.
Yes, Asher.
I have a question for Joy. So, where does your story take place and why?
In the Philippines, it's like a desert with like no rocks and stuff.
So why did you choose the Philippines for your story?
I know some people who are from the Philippines, and I thought that
For Joy, how old is that little boy Moses?
he's like younger, he's like 13 or something. I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
He's young at the beginning, right? And then it's kind of how he gets older in the book. Yeah. I have a question for all our authors, and we kind of were leading toward that with the last few questions. But I'm wondering what inspired you to write your story. Does anyone have an answer for that? Okay.
What inspired me to write my story?
So what was the inspiration for your story? What made you want to write about a boy who was an orphan?
Well, my mom always told me this book about the little prince, and I started to get the idea of it.
So a little prince inspired you. Yeah. Awesome.
Anika.
So for the escape part of my story, it wasn't really about being in an asylum. I had a few things I wanted to escape from a few times this year. And I played the video game, and I was like, okay, so it's an asylum, an escape. I can find a way to make it a metaphor, but I guess it ended up being a bit more violent than I thought it would be.
Any more questions?
Oh, I think Asher wanted to answer about inspiration.
So what inspired me really was the Harry Potter series, specifically the character Albus Dumbledore. You can kind of see that in the way the story progresses, and it's I actually wrote it with the actual characters about Harry Potter, about Dumbledore's early life, and I sent a letter to J.K. Rowling due to copyright reasons. Said it never got anything back, so I decided, quite a shame. Frustrated here for that, but I got to change the meaning of my story, so that was pretty great. And so I literally just realized that, okay, she's not going to write back to me, so I have to change this. So I started thinking about, okay, what's the closest thing to like this civilization in Harry Potter? It's medieval times, so I decided to change it to that. So I totally rewrote my story, which took a couple of months.
Wow. And Maddie?
So what inspired me was like when I wrote a love story in 8th grade, and I always wanted to make a sequel to it. And I was like, well, I have no idea how to make a sequel to it. So I just made it when Cody and Lily grew up and they got married, because it's like they're a perfect couple.
Hi, Annalena. How do you feel being at the bookstore?
It's fun. I come here a lot since I live right down the street.
So it feels normal, Holly.
This is normal for me, yeah.
Tell me about your book.
My book is about a guy who's killed a lot of people and is trying to get rid of his past and move on in his life. So it's pretty much a life journey.
How do you feel being at the bookstore?
Feels really good.
I think speaking for everyone here, it's a real honor knowing that we made a book. I made a book, and now people can read it.
Where's all the rest of the authors?
I have no idea. They just run off. And that was the coolest thing for me.
Joy, how does it feel being here at
Okay, I gotta make an announcement. Excuse me, we're coming through. Excuse me.
So yeah.
Hey Joy, how do you feel at being at the bookstore?
It was awesome.
Tell me about your book.
My book is a boy named Moses in the Philippines, and it's called Dios, and he always draw his beloved dog named Moses. What? I mean, where are the posters?
Jason, tell me about your book.
It's about my friends. They want to escape, but they want to skip classes. Yeah, why I write this book is because I was the guy who likes to skip classes, but they like it better. So, and skipping schools is one of my best memory in Taiwan. Yeah.
Tell me more about Taiwan.
The high school in Taiwan has military instructors that they symbolize power. The students have to follow the military instructors. But why I write the story is because some rules we don't want to follow some rules, and if students don't want to follow the rules, and they will try to obey the rules. Like skipping class is not allowed in Taiwan, so skipping class means to obey the rules. You want to make change. You don't want to follow the rule at all. Yeah.
Hey Jen, how does it feel being at the bookstore?
It's so much fun being at the bookstore and seeing the star authors get to sign their books and answer questions and sell their books here. It's a really special moment.
Tell me more about.
We'll go say bye-bye to Lars and we'll see him soon.
Tell you more about what? Copperfields? Well, this is a great bookstore in San Rafael, and every year for the past 5 years we've come and we've had star authors read their books here, and it's been a great experience.
What's hard about doing this?
Thank you so much for it. You're very welcome.
Yeah.
The best,
It's amazing,
the
right?
best part, Lauren, is working with the authors and the parents.
No, I asked what the hardest part.
The hardest part is getting everything ready, all the details to get ready to do this.
Well, yeah, it is.
Getting all the projector and the stuff together and trying to get here and all that stuff.
Mark and family.
How do you feel about being at the bookstore, Maddie?
What?
How do you feel about being at the bookstore?
It's good.
That's just so cute.
Maddie, tell me about your book.
Well, my book is it's about Cody and Lily who were in 8th grade, but now they're all grown up and they have 2 twin girls, and they adopt a new girl named Jasmine who's 7 years old.
Thanks. Hey Ryan,
Hi, Lauren.
how do you feel about being at the bookstore?
This is an amazing event. I love seeing everybody with their great novels and their amazing stories. I've been going to this bookstore since I was a little kid. You're welcome, Joy. You are an amazing author. I loved working with you.
Thanks.